Yeah guys, and welcome to another video from Draconic Shenanigans with me, Zerat. Now just firstly, I just want to apologise for the lack of videos that we've actually both done myself. I haven't really feel motivated to go back to Devil May Cry. I just didn't have the passion for it, so plus with Jerry going into hospital, that really sort of screwed things up, if you know what I mean. So I thought I'll play a game that I know I can be quite passionate about and I know I will play. So I thought, why not Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn for the PS3 or the PC. So what today I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a rundown of just what you can expect from the game, not the specs or anything, but just the lowdown. So as you'll see, this will be your starter screen after once you've created your character. You'll see obviously you get to pick your race, if you want to be humans or elfish, elven, or sort of dwarf-like, or you get the cat people. Then you'll get your clan, which I don't know if it works for other classes, but I know for the human classes it's either Midlander or Highlander. Highlander is more like your brute, so you'd actually pick that if you're a tank. Midlander you would pick if you're going to be like sort of like a lancer, a archer. You get higher attack and higher defense for the Highlander. But obviously for the Midlander you get like higher vitality and accuracy. And then you've got your name day. I assume that's pretty much like your birthday. It will give you like different abilities as well for like resistance, like fire, wind, water, and electric. There's not much difference to that. You then obviously your guardian and the navigator. I'm trying to remember what a navigator is. In all honesty, I can't really remember what it was because it was like last month when I started this, so I really don't know. And then obviously you'll have your class which you want to pick. Now, I think once I get into the menu, I'll show you all the classes you can be, and then your location, just obviously where you save your game, and then your world. Obviously, since I'm in Europe, I went for the server, so that's where me and Injira are playing at the moment. Then you have all your other worlds. I go to the mouse section here. Obviously, you have your Japan servers, obviously, so if you want to go for them, you can. And the group North America and Europe are both tagged together. I think it just makes it easier. So there was a few new worlds added because there was just so much clogging on all the other servers. They had to do like a massive update for like a couple of days so the game was down, where we couldn't actually, me and Jir couldn't get on the game until about 11 o'clock at night because the world was constantly full and you're just basically mashing the button to try and get in X all the time and it's not working. So after they did the update, there's been a lot less congestion with the servers and I can actually get on worlds now, so it's even better. Then you just select your name, obviously Pilar, log in with yourself, yes I hope so. Hopefully it won't come up with people in Q3. I do that so constantly times, so I mean I've obviously, no, it seems fine. So what it is, I will show you the classes you get to pick off and I'll just do a little rundown of what you can expect from this game. It is a lot different. So far I haven't completed the game yet. I haven't got my main character to level 50 yet. And excuse the HUD layout. When I reduced the quality to do it with the Elgato, it sort of messed up the HUD. As you can see there, obviously my moves there are like sort of like blocked by the chat menu. That's not normal. Usually when I actually play this in high definition, it is actually a lot better quality and the HUD is a lot better laid out. As I say, I'm going to show we get the things here. Get to your classes. There you go. So what you do is you have your initial Disciples of War, obviously your attackers. Then you have your Disciples of Magic, mages, duh. Then you've got the other ones, which is your Disciples of Hand. These are the ones that are pretty much, they're not used for combat, they're just used to obviously help your main classes like your Carpenter, Blacksmith, Armor. They all obviously make armor, and they're also for putting materia onto some of the armors. I'm trying to see, I don't actually, yeah, you'll see here with the wrist, you'll see a little slot under the materia selection. I don't know, well I'm going to mouse mode here, fair enough, where you can actually put materia onto your weapons. But it says there I need a leather worker level 37 to do that. Now, so since I don't have that, I can't do that. But once you get through the storyline, you will be able to convert your armor into materia that you can put onto your items that have materia slots. You don't have to do that yourself. There is people that do go around in the chat menu that will say leather worker looking for work, armor looking for work, and you can also pay them to do it for you if you want to. You don't really have to, you can do it yourself, but it doesn't take that too long. I mean, I've only been playing about a month and a bit, a couple of hours every day, and my main character is level 48. And that's all. Every class you have has a sort of final form. Now, I originally picked the Lancer. Now, since I'm a Dragoon, the way to get a Dragoon is you have to have a level 30 Lancer and a level 15 Marauder. Then that'll give you this little Soul Stone, Soul Crystal, that will turn you into your sort of final class. So I think you'll have, your final classes are Paladin, Black Mage, or Scholar, Summoner, Dragoon, Bard, can't think, you've got your Monk as well. Now, once I find out actually how to become those classes, I'll let you know. As I say, once I discover more things, I'll go in depth on details with another video. But I only have 3 classes at the moment. The Thaumaturge, which is like kind of your Black Mage, your Lancer, no shit, then your Marauder is pretty much your tank. Now, for people that are unfamiliar with MMOs, this is the first MMO I've ever played, so I was a bit unaware of the whole tanks, healer, DPS thing, so I'll talk about that. Your tanks are pretty much your people that lead your team. If you have a team, if you're going into a dungeon or you're doing a duty finder or going against a primal, they'll be the ones that lead it. Now, those are the ones that they'll have higher defense, meaning also vitality, and defense and vitality for their vitality is their health. Defense is obviously physical damage, physical defense. Those are the ones that will lead, usually lead. I've came across a few tanks that don't know shit. Then you've got your DPS, which stands for damage per second. That's like your Lancer, Pugilist, whatever, the melee guys, and your Archer. Those are the ones that will deal a hell of a lot of damage in short spaces of time. But they have obviously lower vitality and lower defense compared to your tanks, but they can still be a force to reckon with. Then you have your healers. Obviously, it's self-explanatory, they heal. That's your Conjurers, your Arcanists, and I also know that Archers can heal as well. They're the ones that obviously you want to protect as much as possible, and I've seen those are ones that can be right dick at times as well. You know, those are your classes as well. You also have, another thing is, later on in the game you'll get what's known as duty finders, which is where you'll team up with other players. You can either form your own party or the computer will form a party for you that are also waiting to do this. There'll be dungeons. I think there's about 20 dungeons so far in the game. Those are storyline and also quest related ones. You'll also get these are known as guild heists. Rather than doing a lengthy dungeon, some dungeons can take up to an hour to do, and that's even if you've got a brilliant team. You got your guild heist, which is basically go through a short tunnel or whatnot to get to a main enemy, such as an example here, the More Than a Feeler. It's obviously you go up against a Malboro. It's mostly a teams, as it says there. It'll tell you at the bottom where it says requirements. It'll be a party of 4, which there will always be 2 DPSs, 1 healer, and 1 tank. Now it'll tell you which class you need to be. It says Disciple of the War or Magic. Tell you the length of it and other ones. But as you further get on, I think this is the last one I've unlocked. This is called the Solemn Trinity. This is pretty much the big one. This is a party of 8. Now I assume that is 4 DPSs, 2 healers, and 2 tanks. Now that was the last one I did, and that's a level 41. But I know I've seen in the chats people going for Chimera and Behemoth, Odin, and whatnot. So I assume those are the ones you would unlock after the main storyline, which I've nearly just done. Then on the storylines, as it's not a Final Fantasy without your summons. Summoner can summon summons, but they can only do that after they complete a certain amount of storyline. So, if we have here, we have first the Primal. You go up against Primal, summon Eidolon, GF, whatever you want to call them, Espers. These are the beast tribes in Eorzea, the world you're in, that can summon these. So, the first one you go up against is Ifrit. Not too hard in all honesty, but they're quite fun. Second one you'll go up against is the naval, that is Titan. The third one you go up against, I recently went up against this and it took me about nearly an hour and a half to do. No joke, a lie. This is Garuda, the Wind Primal. I don't think Garuda's in any other Final Fantasy that I know of. I could be wrong. All these primals will have your party of 4 size, 2 DPS, healer, tank. They'll all have certain in-game hints and tips of how to do it. They're always quite hard, but whenever you go into a team or a party, there'll always be someone that knows how to do this, because a lot of people will continuously do this for obviously XP or items or whatnot, especially your dungeons. You'll find that whenever you go into a dungeon, there'll always be someone that knows it, which is quite good because it's quite handy, because some of the dungeons can be quite long. The longest one I did was the where is it? Sunken Temple of Quarren. Although it's a level 35 quest and I'm level 48, you do get synced down. As it says in the bottom, you will be synced from level 37 to 35. So that one is hard as well. That took me about 2 weeks to do, because there's an enemy inside there that basically can kill you in one hit if you don't kill it within a minute. Then there's the boss that does Doom. I'll probably do some dungeons just so you can actually see them as well. I'll do like a proper playthrough of them, just so you can actually see how they manage up. But let's see, what else is there? Trying to think, what else is there? The basics. Yeah, watch out, you'll have the spammers like any other game, Guild Wars, RuneScape. You'll always have the fucking scammers that are like, oh, buy this guild for this amount of dollars. It's stupid, but you'll still get people doing it. But anyway, you will have, each character can obviously have a weapon, helmet, body armor, gauntlets, waist, legs, and feet. They'll always have that, and the ones that are in blue, I think it's blue, I'm colorblind, I don't really know. Those are your ones that you get when you become level 45, when you do your level 45 guild quest for your class's final stage. But I'm just I'm just waiting for my armor, which I will get from level 50, which that'll be when I go up against an enemy called Nidhogg or whatnot. Obviously each class guild will have a different storyline, and obviously a different end result. But they'll all basically the exact same. Once you get to level 30, you'll have to start a new class, but it'll always tell you what class you have to start anew to get to the final one. I think if I can show you it, job quests. Yeah. Oh, that's a Dragoon one. Yeah, you'll get this one here. It will always be the end result one for your main Lancer. Mine's called Proof of Might, which pretty much I had to go to another location, which was the Highlands, where you can find Behemoth. And I had to go there and then obviously start my newer quest, which was the Dragoon. Where is that? Yeah, and then that's basically where you get a new guild master, and you basically get the Dragoon. Now obviously we all know the famous Dragoon, Kain. I think it's Kain Highwind from Final Fantasy IV, the one with Cecil and Radia and all them in it. So it's pretty much, it's styled on him, where obviously the armor does look quite draconic. As you see, like the gauntlets. So it basically looks like you basically get a full armor of black, and it basically looks like you're wearing Daedric from Skyrim. That should be it. I really don't think there's anything more to go in depth about. As I say, the one thing I hate about the PSV version is if you don't have a party of your own and you want to join a party, you'll go to like just say you just want to do a dungeon and you'll join. Then you have to wait for 4 other people to join with you. Now that can take for me it's been like 45 minutes. On the PC version it's instantaneous. So that's what I really don't like about it. But since the game is cross-featured, you can play with people from the PC. As I say, I play with Injir on the Cerberus. It's really quite harder in all honesty because we have to wait for parties to join our ones rather than the PC version where it's instantaneous and you can just go straight into battle. So there's been times, but as I say, I will do all the primals. I might not do Garuda because that is so long. I say I might show you I might do a couple of the guild heists, and I also might do some of the dungeons just to show you. But As I say, I'm still learning lots and lots and lots of new things with Final Fantasy, so it's still quite a lot to learn. But as I say, I would like to do some in-depth videos. It's just a shame how bad it looks with the HUD and the lower quality. It's so annoying. But I say I will do that. So hopefully this will be a new series that I'd like to do. I would love doing, and we might even do some co-op with Injir, just so he can do it on his PC as well. So as I say, guys, thank you very much, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll see a lot more videos from us in the future.